Hi, today we're going to talk about tragedy, remembrance, and how tomorrow is never guaranteed. I'd like to welcome all the old delinquents, as well as all the new. My name's Sarge, and this... Hey, people that wear your socks to bed, fuck you, is the gray area.
Humans are such easy.
Let's go.
This isn't funny anymore.
Here we go. So, here we go. Starting it off. What in the actual fuck topic of the week? The one thing that is guaranteed with birth is you are going to die. Tomorrow is never guaranteed. Such in case the tragedy of Kobe Bryant, Gianna Bryant, John Antebelli, Alyssa Antebelli, Carrie Antebelli, Christina Mauser, Sarah Chester, Peyton Chester, and Ara Zobayan, who was the helicopter pilot. So, not only did Kobe and his daughter die, which is horribly fucking sickening and sad, but two parents and their daughter died. I think they had 3 more kids. Now they're missing a sister and 2 parents. This is horrible. This is horrible. I couldn't fucking imagine what was going through anybody's head. It was just a freak fucking occurrence, and it's sad. And it lets the world know that, tomorrow is never guaranteed. But Sarge, why is this a what in the actual fuck topic? Because it hits differently. This what in the actual fuck topic is emotional. It's like, wow, I can't believe that just happened. What in the actual fuck? It's emotional. It's more your heart and less your anger. A lot of my what in the actual fuck topics are hatred and dislike for stupidity, okay? But this one hits different because it's emotional. This was families were destroyed. NBA MVPs, Oscar winners. Girl Dad was trending on Twitter, which the Cliff Note version of Girl Dad is Kobe was proud to be a father of a daughter, to have daughters. Everyone would be like, who's going to carry on your legacy? Gianna was like, I'm going to carry on your legacy. And that's amazing. And now the torch has been passed to her sisters and the other family members that have to move on without their parents or their sister or their brother or their uncle. My best guess would be get them the fuck out of California before they go into a deep, deep, deep depression, start fucking doing heroin and overdose because they can't move on with their fucking lives. They need serious psychological help. Be there for them. Talk to them. Send out the love. Okay? Just tweet them, Instagram them, just let them know life goes on and memories are carried within the souls of the ones that are left behind, Something as sad as that. Now, let's get to the anger part of what in the actual fuck. Let me know if you've heard this before.
No matter which Lakers team he played on.
Yeah, it seems like he was just the kind of athlete, the kind of star that was perfectly cast on the Los Angeles Lakers could be.
Which Lakers team he played on.
Let's see.
Yeah, it seems like he was just the kind of athlete, the kind of star that was perfectly cast.
Slow it down.
On the Los Angeles Lakers.
That's a hard G.
Los Angeles Lakers could be.
That's a hard fucking G. I don't care what anybody says, okay? This chick, Allison Morris, I'm going to throw her out there for MSNBC. She fucked up. She just fucked up, all right? She dropped the fucking N-bomb at a horrible time talking about Kobe Bryant after his helicopter crash and how he represented the Lakers, right? So she comes back later and then she tweets, and I quote, me. Earlier today, while reporting on the tragic news of Kobe Bryant's passing, I unfortunately stuttered on the air, combining the names of the Knicks and the Lakers to say knackers. Please know I did not and would never use a racist term. I apologize for the confusion this has caused. She has since not said a single fucking tweet. Hey, randomly. I don't know why you would say Knicks when you're talking about Kobe Bryant. Hey, Google, what NBA teams did Kobe Bryant play for?
According to Wikipedia, shooting guard, Bryant entered the National Basketball Association directly from high school and played his entire 20-season professional career in the league with the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh, what a fucking coincidence. He never went to another team. He played from the age of 18 to 38, and he never went to the fucking Knicks. So, Allison Morris, listen, okay, just own up to it. It was a fucking accident, all right? I understand it was an accident. You did not mean to fucking throw out the N-bomb at the worst possible time, all right? Just own up to it. Just be like, it was a slip of the tongue. I didn't mean it. It was unintentional. Meanwhile, on the other side of the spectrum, there are fucking morons out there like, she needs to be fired. She's a racist. She's obviously a racist. She needs to be fired. She's probably a Trump-supporting, KKK hood-wearing MAGA hat. Oh my God, she hates black people. I think you're going off on a little bit of a tantrum there, people, all right? Calm it down. It was an accident. Now, she says that she says knackers and not the hard G of the N-bomb, okay, which I won't say. If I had Chris here, he'd drop it all day. But they slowed it down in that thing I just let you listen to. There was no knackers. It was g. Yeah, you're a reporter. Your pronunciation is your fucking life. So don't say you mixed up the Knicks with the Lakers. Stop it. Okay? Just fucking stop it. Own it. Eat it. Move on with your life. It's got to be fine. Okay? And for the people that are saying, oh my God, she's a racist. It's not like she was sitting there. Okay? It's not like she was sitting there during this fucking tragedy and she was like, now's the time. This is my moment to let the world know how much I hate African American people, especially Kobe. And then she drops the N-bomb. She's like, this is the time. It's all or nothing. Here I go. No. No. Okay? I forgive you. I'm sure the fucking people with common sense in the world forgive you. Don't fire the girl. Let her move forward. She has yet to tweet. I'm sure her life is upside down and backwards. And MSNBC is like, bitch, what the fuck are you doing? Now, let's get to the anger side of things. This was also said.
Kobe Bryant is a god. I'm here in Charlotte, the home of the team that originally drafted him. Maybe he wouldn't have raped that chick in Denver if he had stayed in Charlotte with the Hornets. Wow. But anyway, the point is, dude, it's like, hey guys, I know there's always a lot of like hate, pain in the world, and there's always a bunch of terrible stories. And every once in a while, there's a good story. Good story comes out. The guy who got away with rape got his today.
Oh my God. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Okay, and if you didn't know who that was Ari Shaffir. All right? And he's pretty much throwing out there that, oh, well, he raped a girl, so this is okay. Everything makes sense. He got what was coming to him. This is the mindset of fucking dim-witted dumbasses, okay? Everyone is like, oh, he raped a girl. Did he? Did he serve prison time? Did he go to jail? Was he convicted? I don't fucking think so. Okay? I don't think so. The same goes for the mindset of, I'm not going to get into it too much, but everyone's like, oh, Trump sexually assaulted all these people and blah, blah. Was he convicted? Did he go to jail? Did he serve time? None of this shit happened. Why? What happened to innocent until you're proven guilty? Okay? Was any of these two fucking people proven guilty? No. Was Kobe ever fucking proven guilty? No. Okay? But you're a stand-up comedian, Ari Shaffir. All right. And you're going to come out. And I understand that you're a comedian and you tell jokes and shit, but where's your fucking punchline on that? There's nothing there. That was legit fucking heartfelt thought. You believe that Kobe Bryant got what was coming to him because he allegedly raped a girl back in the day. You're a dickhead. All right. Your timing is fucking ridiculous. Okay. Even if you're against Kobe. All right. Even if you think he may or may not have done that, what about everybody else on that plane? You're making a fucking mockery of this. You're saying, oh, he deserved this. What about what about the 8 other people on the fucking helicopter? It's a helicopter, not a plane. Because Kobe allegedly did something once upon a time, 8 other people had to die for it? You're a fucking piece of shit, dude. A fucking piece of shit. All right? Now, to end my segment here, let's talk about 21. The game 21, all right? There's a movement going on out there, and instead of calling 21 21, because 21's already taken by blackjack, first of all. Blackjack is blackjack. You don't play blackjack on basketball courts, right? You play 21 on basketball courts. So, what I'm trying to say is instead of playing 21, you play 24, and you call it Kobe. You still play it like 21, where it's 1 point and 2 points from the outside. But when you get to your 24th point, if you make it, 24, Kobe, boom, right? If you miss it, you go back to 8, also Kobe. So let's do that. Let's change 21 to Kobe, and it will never die. Everybody I will be 85 years old, and I will have a crumpled up piece of paper, and I will shoot for the trash can, and I will say, Kobe! My fucking 5-year-old does it. Does he know who Kobe Bryant is? No. There's a huge generational gap there. No idea who Kobe is, but Kobe lives in him. Shooting for trash cans. And that was my what in the actual fuck topic of the week. Alright, fuck it. Let's go to my random thoughts of the week. Alright, so here we go. We're all gonna fucking die. We are all going to die. Mexico has had it with our bullshit, and they're like, you know what? We're gonna put a virus in there in beer, and we're just gonna decimate the whole fucking world. Okay? The coronavirus is out. You know what goes good with coronavirus? Lyme disease. Everybody that is out there that is like, oh my God, I can't believe there's viruses in Corona. I don't know what I'm going to drink anymore. How about Modelo or Dos Equis or something that actually matters? All right. How about that? Let's be clear really quick. All right. There is no virus in Corona. This is a virus that apparently originated in China. All right. So it originated in Wuhan, China, and it is going across the globe like a fucking wildfire. All right. Apparently it could have been caused by people that eat bat soup. Why would you want to eat bat soup in China? Not only is it fucking disgusting, but Bruce Wayne is going to get pissed off. You guys could figure that out. I have faith in you. Now, this coronavirus jumped up on my radar January 24th. Global News released a story about this coronavirus. First of all, if you give it a name and it originates from another fucking continent and you're reading about it in the United States, might be a problem. So they were saying that Australia, France, and the United States back in January 24th first had their first cases of coronavirus, right? And then they say in the fucking article, not deadly or contagious, then the following paragraph, they say it killed 26 people and infected 900 others. In the same article from January 24th. The date is 6 days later, January 30th, and this virus looks like this. The death toll from the virus rose to 170 on Thursday, which is fucking today, the 30th, with a total of 7,711 infected over the past 24 hours. 38 new deaths and 1,737 new infected cases have been reported. That's 9,000, up from 600 in 6 days globally. Now, who do you think is not reporting this shit? All right? People, all right, here we go. France, 5 cases. Thailand, 14. Australia, 7. Germany, 4. Canada, 3. This is just cases, all right? This is not deaths. Japan, 11. Malaysia, 8. This is horrible. It's everywhere. There is a cruise ship, an Italian cruise ship, that is in quarantine because one person may have the coronavirus right now as we speak. So can anybody leave that ship? No. People are shutting down borders. Okay, borders, all right? People are not allowed to fly in and out of fucking China, Shanghai, Beijing. Russia is closing down its fucking full border with China. Look at the full picture. This is an outbreak. This is borderline epidemic. This is terrifying as fuck. All right? Now, based on the death toll, 26 to 170 in 6 days, not fucking horrible, okay? But apparently, 600 to 711, let's say 600 to 9,000, all right? Let's say 600 to 9,000 infected in 6 days. And this incubation period is about 2 weeks. So what are we missing right now? A fucking lot. If there's somebody on a that has coronavirus on a fucking Italian cruise ship that incubates for 2 weeks, there might be a whole fucking cruise ship with coronavirus that are showing 0 symptoms, and they won't until they get back home. And they're on an Italian cruise ship. So let's say everywhere in the fucking world. Travel note, people. If you have flu-like symptoms and you go to an airport, don't go to an airport. If you're sick and you have to travel for work, don't fucking work. Stay home. Use your sick days. All right? Do not jeopardize the fucking universe, okay? Because of this fucking virus. This is a serious thing. It might not seem like much now, but this could be AIDS. This could be fucking Ebola. This could be SARS. You know, this is crazy shit. Crazy times. Now, don't be like, oh my God, don't be one of those conspiracy theory freaks. Be like, you know what? It's an election year. What's good for an election year? War and contagious diseases. No, it's nothing like that. It's a fucking fluke. This is actually happening. Pay attention. Take care of yourselves. Buy yourself some Lysol. Lock yourself in a fucking room and don't come out if you're sick. All right? Quarantine yourself. Do the world a favor. Drink water. That worked in the army. All you need is water. My bones are broken. Drink some water. Sarge, I'm pretty sure my arm fell off. Well, maybe it'll grow back if you just drink some water. I'm laughing, but this is terrifying as fuck. And everybody needs to keep it on their radar. All right? If you see someone coughing, if you see someone that looks sick, it's fucking winter and you're sweating. Stay away from these people. Don't go to public places. Don't go to malls. Okay? I don't know. Fucking clean out your body with whiskey. All right? Do something. Do not go to concerts or crazy events just for a little bit. All right? With thousands of people gather, best just not to go there for now. Do you trust the cleanup crews at local malls? Do you? Local bathrooms? Do you trust the cleaning people there? Do you? I'm going to go out on a limb and say no. I'm not going to a movie theater. I'm not going to a mall. I'm not going to a concert. I'm not going to a fucking basketball game. I'm not going anywhere where thousands of people gather that I do not know. I can't. I can't do it. I have zero faith in humanity to know that they're taking care of themselves. And even if they are, once again, 2-week incubation period. Now, does this sound fucking terrifying? Absolutely 100%. But if you live in fucking, I don't know, Alabama, Mississippi, in the middle of Bufu, and there's nobody around you, and you fucking, but you work with, public people, I don't know. If you're in the middle of Bufu, stay in the middle of Bufu, okay? Chances are it's not getting to you. All right? Good. I don't know. It's terrifying. All right, moving forward. in other news, and this pisses me off, and I was just fucking talking about this weeks ago. When I said donate your money, if you want to donate your money, be careful who you donate to, because there's some selfish, greedy, pathetic pieces of shit out there. The Australian Red Cross, this is from MSN.com, okay? I don't know why that fucking matters. Skynews.com.Australia, AU, whatever. I feel like I need to resource it. Like I need to cite what I say in my podcasts, even though it's a news source. Okay? Like that Ari Shafir thing that was public. He gave that to the public for everybody to see, right? But that MSNBC thing by Alison Morris before with the Kobe knackers thing, I had to cite that. Why do I feel like I have to cite that? If any of you delinquents out there know if I'm supposed to cite this shit or not, because I'm not trying to get sued, okay? All right? I'm not making millions of dollars over here, all right? All right, so whatever. This is from MSN.com. Again, I'm citing it twice, all right? So I don't know what else you need. The Australian Red Cross has faced considerable criticism after it was reported the charity would only give $30 million to bushfire-affected victims. And you're thinking, $30 million? Oh, that's awesome. That's great. $30 million is a lot of money. Yeah, okay. Give only $30 million to bushfire-affected victims from over $95 million received in donations. This makes my blood boil. And then they're like, the Red Cross said it would take years to spend the millions of dollars that were donated as part of the Disaster Relief and Recovery Fund. The fund was established to help people prepare, cope, and recover from disasters and emergencies. The rest of the funds are set to be dispersed for longer-term commitments in affected communities. Bullshit. Bop, 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 bop. Bullshit alarm. Bop. Bullshit alarm. Bop. Bullshit alarm. You're going to pocket this. All right, there's some Red Cross motherfucker out there just like, oh my God, I'm going to buy a kangaroo and the kangaroo is going to have Jordans on it and he's going to be wearing aviator sunglasses, but not just any aviator sunglasses. They're going to be the aviator sunglasses that Goose wore in the Top Gun movie in 1986. I guarantee someone's getting a pool and a wraparound deck that works for the fucking Red Cross, and it was all donation money. I fucking hate this shit. $96 million or $95 million, you could disperse that across the entire continent of Australia. The whole thing was fucking on fire. You're saying you're only going to use about 30 million of it? Bullshit. Look at all the fucking homes, all right? The replanting efforts, the resource efforts. $95 million, drop in a bucket. You could probably use $95 million in 6 fucking months easily, and it's going to be all accounted for in the first 2 weeks because everybody's going to want some of it because everybody needs help. Fuck you, Red Cross. You are a fucking joke show. Australian Red Cross. I don't know if it matters if it's Australian, Japanese, American Red Cross, but the Red Cross is the fucking Red Cross. And you symbolize and you stand for something of humanity and maturity and respect and something to look out for as a fucking shield against the evils of nature and random acts of horror. But there you are. We got $95 million, guys. Let's give them $30 million and, who wants to fucking, who wants a pool? Fucking dickbags. All right, so I did a little thing last week where I released 2 episodes. The Ebony and Ivory 3, where I was a guest on Chris's podcast, Cares None, Be Dope podcast. And then I also released the Plains, Yangs, and Thanks, or whatever, podcast also. And that was a solo. So I wanted to compare solo versus being a guest on a podcast. Now, that being said, my solo did better. Do you guys prefer me to be talking to you directly with my topics and covering all this shit randomly instead of just having like random conversations? Do you guys like the what in the actual fuck topic? The random thought needs attention, today in history, dirty dad joke? You guys like the topic form of the solo? Or do you prefer me to have guests? Also, contact me. Let me know. How do we contact you, Sarge? If you're asking that question, you must be a new delinquent, so welcome. All right. Instagram and Twitter, The Gray Area #1. Got it? The Gray Area 1. The Gray Area Facebook page. Or go to thegrayarea.com, go to follow me or contact me. And I have an email, thegrayarea@gmail.com. If you search The Gray Area, DAGRAYAREA, chances are you'll be able to contact me. So should I go solo or should I keep having guests? Or should I just keep mixing it up every now and then? Because I'm confused. I'm confused. Also, side note, I'd like to point out that in my previous podcast, when I was talking about FreakNet Studios, because I am part of a conglomerate trio, the FreakNet Studio Bros, so to speak, of podcasting. I am with This Freaking Show, which is a podcast, which is awesome, and Just Freaking Wrestling, which is a podcast, which is awesome. And I said they need to get off their asses and do some shit. Well, I should have said we. I mean, we as a group need to motivate each other. I feel like I am doing as much as I possibly can to get us going, and everybody else is just sort of like slow crawling. But it should be a we, because we are a team, right? So if they're slow, I'm slow, everything's slow. So to the FreakNet Studio Bros, I apologize, but we need to get off of our asses and start doing some studio work and the fucking YouTube videos and random shit like that. Okay? So that's coming. That's going to be eventual. That's definitely going to happen. If you don't follow This Freaking Show or Just Freaking Wrestling, go. Go now. Go now and do it. If you like wrestling. I mean, if you don't like wrestling and you actually hate it, and the only wrestler you could think of is fucking Hulk Hogan and no one else, chances are Just Freaking Wrestling isn't your podcast. But if you like random shit, kind of like this, without the cursing and without the politics, you got Travis T and Cartoon Joe over there on This Freaking Show, and they're awesome. They're good guys. Now, another thing I wanted to bring up when it comes to podcasting, if you're going to follow a podcast, right, or if you're going to be a guest on somebody else's podcast, wouldn't you listen to it? I would listen to it. I listen to This Freaking Show and Just Freaking Wrestling, and I'm pretty sure Travis T listens to my podcast, The Gray Area, right? Because you're here right now. Duh. I don't know if the other two do. Aren't you going to go above and beyond? Be like, you're part of a team, you're part of a conglomerate. So if there's 3 podcasts, shouldn't everybody involved in those podcasts listen to each other's podcasts and give like corrective criticism or something like that? I would say so. Like Cares None Beto podcast, like that I was on last week, right? I guarantee you, I listened to I've listened to all of his podcasts so far, and he's listened to 0. So here's a test, all right? Chris, if you're listening to my podcast right now, fuck you. Now, if he texts me back and he's like, man, fuck you too, bro, man, I totally listen to your podcast, I will apologize. But next week comes along and he says absolutely fucking nothing, I'm going to be like, you don't listen to my fucking podcast, and you expect people to listen to yours? All right. I'm not going to throw anybody under the fucking bus, but go listen to his podcast. It's fucking good. Definitely listen to the one that I was on, because hello, it's me. Or you could just listen to the one that, because I recorded it and I put it on my podcast last week, and that's the Ebony and Ivory 3. So you don't even have to go to his podcast. Don't even give him the fame. Don't even give him the attention, because it's on here. And we got more swag than them right now. Cares none. I love him. Though. It's fucking awesome. So it's cool to shoot the shit. It's like Marines and Army, right? We always shoot the shit back and forth. Actually, now I think about it, 2 of my sons want to join the military. One of them, I could see doing it. The other one makes me a little bit nervous. But he was like, hey, do you have time to go to the recruiter? Because I said, if you go to a fucking recruiter without me, I'm going to rip your dick off and feed it to you. 100%. Because I know the tricks. Any recruiters out there, I know you. I know your thing. Oh, well, we're going to give you a bonus, and then the bonus, and you get a bonus, and this is a bonus, and we'll guarantee you this. And you don't get your bonus until halfway through your active term. Fuck you. I know your tricks. I know your fucking tricks. You're not gonna that's not going to work for me. So I'm going to walk in there with my son next Thursday and get to sit down. No fucking signing anything. No guarantees. Not going to fucking put anything down on paper. Blah, 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 blah. But I'd like it if he followed in my footsteps. It's obviously up to him. But if he ends up going the same route I did, which was Fort Sill for basic artillery, Fort Benning for airborne school, airborne, and then Fort Bragg for, airborne artillery, which he would be an All-American. The 82nd. Wow, I said 81st. The 82nd Airborne, which has been around since ever, pretty much, since there's been paratroopers. Watch Band of Brothers. That's the 82nd. The 82nd Airborne is an elite airborne unit with multiple jobs under there. If I stayed in just a little bit longer, my 3rd and 321, which is Fort Bragg Airborne Artillery, and 1st and 321, which is Airborne Artillery, they would have changed over to MLRS, which is Multiple Launch Rocket System or something like that. And I would have gone to the 82nd, and I would have had an 82nd patch and a 3rd and 321 patch, and it would have been fucking awesome. But I got out because I have a brain, because I didn't want to stay in the military. Hey guys, okay, I know I got a lot of battle buddies out there. Shout out to Royal, shout out to Knighton, shout out to Gabrala, shout out to Ryan, all you motherfuckers. And we all lived on the same floor, and we fucking played Halo and fucking shined boots and got drunk together in the hallway. Good times. All right. So to all my battle brothers out there that are still in the military, what the fuck are you doing? No, I'm just kidding. It's good. Good for you guys. Good for you guys. I fucking love you guys. You guys are my brothers for life. For life. Yeah, so we're going to go to the recruiter next week, and I'm just going to sit there and judge the recruiters, looking at them because I know their tricks. I'm going to be like, I'm going to look for a deployment patch. Anybody that's in the military knows that you have a patch on your shoulder, and if you get deployed, you get another patch on your other shoulder. And if they don't have it, I'm going to be like, oh, you're not allowed to, you don't get to talk to me. I think I'm going to maybe stop at like a Walmart or Walgreens and pick up some crayons so when I walk past the Marines recruiting station, because lots of times the recruiting offices are in the same fucking hallway. It's like one recruitment center for Air Force, Navy, all the branches. I wonder if there's a Space Force one. If they join the Space Force, I'm going to be like, stop it. No, stop it. So anyway, all recruiting stations have all 5 branches. Let's see if I can name them off the top of my head. The Coast Guard, the Army, the Marines, the Air Force, and the Navy. Right? Did I say that right? Coast Guard, Navy, Marines, Army, Air Force. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, they're all pretty much in the same location. So you have to walk past the Marines and the Air Force to get to the Army at the end of the hall, or vice versa. So when we walk past the Marines, I'm just going to go in there and just give them a box of Crayola and be like, here you go, guys. This is from me. A lot of you guys out there are like, why would you give them a box of crayons? Because they eat crayons. Come on, guys. You guys got to know that Marines eat crayons. It's the best fucking stick in the, like, they will talk as much shit as they want to the Army, and we will talk as much shit as we want to them. And at the end of everything, same team, fucking love you, brother. I've served with Marines. I have fought with Marines. I have actually been in the field with a fucking guy from the Navy wearing blue camouflage in a fucking forest and in a desert, actually. I was like, dude, people are going to think you're a fucking mirage, and they're going to come over here looking for water. You're going to be made out with by a camel because they're thirsty. And chances are, you're gay. See, I can't stop. I'll fuck with the Navy too. Oh, God. And now, a word for my sponsor, ballwash.com. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. Fun couples only V-Day gift sets that make sense, but it's spelled S-C-E-N-T-S. Huh? Grammar. All right, so the Nuts About You sack pack. It comes with the nut rub, the set spray, and the ball wash. In a box, it says, psst, I'm nuts about you. Nuts. Get what they're doing? Your Incrediballs set. Nut Rub Solid Cologne gift set. The Nuts About You Good Head Shampoo and Conditioner set. There you go. That's what you want. It comes with the ball wash. It comes with the sack spray. It comes with the solid cologne. It comes with the Good Head shampoo and conditioner. This stuff, the Good Head shampoo and conditioner, I could vouch for. I've already vouched for everything else that ballwash.com has to offer. But my hair is nice. Fucking nice. Is it oily? Doesn't matter. Is it thick? Doesn't matter. Is it dry? Doesn't matter. Is it thin? Doesn't matter. This stuff will revitalize your hair everywhere. Even on your back if you're like that. Gross. So, the Nuts About You pack with Ball Guard. That comes with the solid cologne, the sack spray, and the ball wash, but also the Ball Guard. The Ball Guard is a liquid powder that reduces sweat, irritation, and odor. And if you don't want any of those gift sets, because you're a cheap bitch, but you want to be seasonal, then may I suggest the Ball Wash Would You Be Mine V-Day Edition Body Wash. The smell of love, passion, and unbridled opportunity is in the air with our limited edition V-Day Ball Wash. The Would You Be Mine Ball Wash is packed with a brand new fragrance inspired by our country's original sex symbol, the Great American Cowboy. With notes of leather, driftwood, and rebellion, it'll have you ready for action on Valentine's Day, and frankly, every day. Giddy up, cowboy. Made in America. No weird colognes, no crazy fragrances, no dyes, no parabens, and it's here right now. All you got to do is go to ballwash.com, fill your carts up, the gift sets individually. I don't give a fuck what you want. You could get the cheapest thing on there. But if you want to save some money, if you want to save some dollars there, I suggest when you're checking out, you use the code The Gray Area, DAGRAYAREA, and you'll get 15% off your ballwash.com purchase. And you're welcome. Because I love you, and you love me. I'm moving on. And now for a new segment called Needs Attention. I don't know if I'm going to keep it yet, but if something needs attention, I'm just going to throw it in there. And the thing that needs attention, ladies and gentlemen, is this. There is a large, very, very, very large percentage of Americans, especially young kids, that have no idea what the Holocaust is. Now, you could go to them and be like, hey, you know what the Holocaust is? And they'll be like, World War II? Adolf Hitler? It is a separate, dark entity of World War II. Like, if you look at World War II, you think Nazis and the Axis powers, and you got this line versus this line, and this line's trying to push people back. And the reason that Nazis are bad is not because of war. It's not because of World War II. The reason that Nazis are deemed so fucking evil is because of the hidden shit that they were doing behind the curtain of war, which is the fucking Holocaust. Now, the Russians, they would shoot their own fucking soldiers in the face if they retreated, if they cried, if they cowered, if they rebelled, if they had a difference of opinion. Automatic treason, you're getting shot in the head. Okay? They were thrown out to war, pretty much unarmed, to pick up the weapons of the dead to fight Nazis. And if they ran backwards because they were scared, they were shot in the head. The Holocaust is more evil than that. Now, like I said, there's a large percentage of the world that does not understand what the Holocaust is. And we just had the liberation, like we had an anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz. Now, if you don't know what the fuck Auschwitz is, you need to. And Auschwitz was I don't know, it's so fucking horrible. This is where people were trained. They weren't trained, but they were transported by train to Auschwitz. The fucking rail lines go directly in through a gate. The gate closes, the people come out. And pretty much within 3 days, they were put to death by gas. And then they were incinerated. And then just, that's it. It was an extermination facility of Jews, Gypsies, Americans, not so much Americans because we didn't get there yet, but Russians, Poles, Africans, people of color, gay people. God forbid you were a gay Jew. Holy shit. They were tortured there. Millions upon millions of people were killed. 6 million Jews alone were killed. Not just in Auschwitz, but the other concentration camps. They were called concentration camps, but Auschwitz was the worst of them all, and all of them were your worst nightmare. Even the I don't know, the nicest of concentration camps. That shit doesn't exist. All right? Now, I don't want anybody jumping on this fucking bandwagon with like, look what Americans doing on ICE. Look what they're doing at the borders. What is happening on the border has nothing to do, not even remotely fucking close, to what happened during World War II, during this concentration camp. The concentration camps. Adolf Hitler went out there in a time of a serious fucking depression because Germany just lost World War I. And he comes out there and he's got a fucking voice. The dude could fucking speak. He was emotional, he was aggressive, and he was speaking so fucking loud and with such fucking force and compassion for the Germans that they listened to him. And he pointed blame towards the Jews. He blamed the Jews for the problems that that Germany was facing at the time. And the whole fucking world, especially the Eastern Europe and Europe, went upside fucking down. Germany fucking took over a little bit at a time. And as they were taking over, it looked like a normal line of an empire building, right? But as they were moving forward and taking out multiple countries, multiple societies, every fucking Jew in every neighborhood was forced behind bars into ghettos, and they were corralled like fucking cattle. And they would come in there, the Gestapo, the SS would go in there, they would take a handful out. They'd put them on a train. They'd send them to a concentration camp. Those Jews would work for a little bit if they were worth it, if they could. Pretty much not indentured servitude, but slavery, torture, and death. They'd fill up as many trains as they possibly could. From Poland, France, all over fucking Europe, put them on a train, and they would head to the closest concentration camp that they fucking could. And this is from the 30s to the mid-1940s. No one fucking knew this was happening. No one saw how bad it was until Auschwitz, pretty much, was one of the first ones that were found by the Allied powers. Might have been Russians. And there were people behind bars. There were people just frail with sickness and disease and malnutrition. And there were these giant fucking rooms that they would go into. They would line up thinking they were getting a shower. They're like, oh, clean yourself off, line up to take a shower, and then we'll get you back to your bunks and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that would be the normal humanitarian effort if you had prisoners of war. That would be what you would hope captors would do for their, captees, right? But they would line them up in lines at multiple concentration camps. And they would go into these shower rooms, I'm doing air quotes, and then the gas would come out of the fucking shower heads. You could go to these places. You could go to these concentration camps. You could see these rooms. You could see the claw marks on the walls of people trying to escape. You could see that the adults would be on the outside. And in the middle, the adults would be on the outside of a group in a corner. And it would be oldest on the outside and youngest on the inside to shield the youngest from the gases. And there's claw marks on the wall. These are metal fucking walls. Do you know how much force you need to have with your fucking fingernails to put claw marks in brick or metal? People all over the world deny that the Holocaust existed. Lots of people say World War II happened, yeah. It was just, Germany lost again. But they deny that the Holocaust happened. There's documented proof. There was actually a movement when this was happening to make all of this concentration camp shit disappear. People did not want it to be seen, especially the Germans. They did not want this shit to be seen at all. You know how hard-ass the fucking Russians are? Like I said earlier, how they'd shoot themselves in the head, or shoot each other in the head if they were to retreat. They pulled up on fucking Auschwitz and they were like, they broke down in tears. Some of the hardest fucking soldiers on the planet saw what happened to fucking people, and humanity automatically happened. We cannot let the world know that, even think or fathom that the Holocaust never fucking existed. So when you see hashtag Remembrance Day or hashtag Never Again, that's the Jews. I am not saying the Jews are more important than any other, people that have been persecuted throughout time. But forgetting about it is horrible. It would be like American society forgetting that slavery happened, right? Or American society forgetting the genocides of our military against Native American cultures. We cannot forget that what happened in the 1930s and 40s to the Jews of fucking Europe. We cannot forget that shit. A whole fucking population was taken out. It was a mass extermination. Millions upon millions of Jewish people. Children also. George Santayana fucking said it, and those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. We cannot let that fucking happen again. So I sit here with clenched fists talking to you about Jewish persecution. And when I say never again, I mean never fucking again. Ever again. And that goes for everybody. LGBTQ, African Americans, Native Americans, any people that have ever been persecuted, Jews stand with you. 100%. Because we understand. Because we've been there. Have I been there? No. But my memory of that happening is the fucking force of God's righteous fucking hand, and I will smack the fuck out of anybody who persecutes anyone like they did for the Aryan race, the greatest race of all time. The only thing that can make me feel better about shit like this is watching, the 1936 Berlin Olympics and watching Jesse Owens just run fucking all over the fucking supreme Aryan race. Do you know how fucked up it is? I mean, do you know how fucked up it is for society not to know what the fuck World War II is? Fuck. See, I'm even in my own head. Not to understand what the Holocaust is. The Holocaust and World War II are two separate fucking things. 100% fucking separate things. I asked my fucking 12-year-old, I was like, do you know what the Holocaust is? And he's like, Adolf Hitler, and that's all he knew. He puts Holocaust in the same lines as World War II. It's a completely separate fucking thing. And I don't want to hear that, they're just soldiers doing their jobs, doing what they were told to do. You need to be a special kind of fucking horrible human being to throw children into a gas chamber under the guise of humanitarianism and then gas them. And then pull their bodies apart, throw them on a fucking train, and then throw them in a mass grave or incinerate them as the ashes of their brothers and sisters, mothers and daughters fall upon their heads like snowflakes, waiting for their turn to take a shower. Never fucking again. I will die fucking somebody up. This will never happen again. I swear to God. Ever. And I'm not supposed to swear to God. But I will be his fucking right hand. And there's many people that stand with me. I read this thing. It's a photo. I posted it on the Gray Area page. And it's a photo of a 3 to 4 year old named Istvan Reiner. And he was from Miskolc, Hungary. It was taken in the ghetto before he was deported to Auschwitz death camp. He died in a gas chamber in 1944, a few days after the fucking photo was taken. In the short moment when the photo was taken, he did not yet know what fate awaited him. He posed happily for the camera, as anybody of his age would do. And I'm looking at the picture. It's on the Gray Area Facebook page. And this kid is just sitting there in striped fucking, concentration camp garb, so to speak. And he's looking directly at the camera. He's got a big fucking smile on his face. And he has no idea what evil lies behind that camera. This needs attention. Bo, Sarge, it happened it was over in the 40s. It's never going to happen again. Yeah, I know. It's never going to fucking happen again. But we can't forget the evil that is out there. And when evil gets a hold of government, it's going to be corrupt. And you could look at the guise of, he's a great talker. He knows exactly what to say. When those kinds of people like Adolf Hitler get behind a microphone and they know how to speak, and they know how to speak, and they know how to push, and they know how to motivate, and then they say shit as in like putting blame on a certain class or a certain people, know that shit. Filter that shit out and know that shit. And I'm not going to try to bring up politics at all. But when you hear somebody behind a microphone that knows how to speak and blames it on the upper class or a certain kind of people, or the government needs more power, or everything's going to be okay, but we need to take this right away from the people so we as a nation could build stronger, you need to keep your fucking ears open for that. Because that initial response of, I'm sure there were people in Germany when Adolf was like, we need to do this, we need to motivate, we need to build, we need to work, this is all the Jews' fault. I'm sure there was people in there like, what? We need to blame the Jews, we need to blame the gypsies. What? We need to take away your guns and build our military and build our government so we could take care of you. We'll take care of you. You don't need to defend yourselves. We will defend you. What? When you hear shit like that, when you hear shit like, the Jews run everything. The Jews run Hollywood. The Jews are in charge of, the fucking stigmata and the dark societies and stuff like, what? The Cliff Note version is this, okay? When you hear anybody running for any office in government that would have a power over any kinds of people, and they point blame on one aspect or a couple of pinpointed, very specific key things, like the upper class, or Jews, or African Americans, or Native Americans, if they pinpoint that this one thing is the problem, you need to filter that shit out and know that this is corruption at its fucking finest form. And everything, they take little baby tiny steps to take more power away from you and give more power to the government, so that when it's time, when you finally realize that this is fucked up and you should revolt and fight back, you can't, because they've taken everything away from you. Whether it's your freedom of speech, right to bear arms, right to own a business, right to capitalism, right to humanity, right to protest. When they take that shit away from you, it might be too late when you realize it's time to fight back. Okay? So, tell your kids. Remind yourselves. I just fucking reminded you. The Holocaust happened. Millions of people died. 6 million Jews alone. We almost did the same shit. We put fucking the Japanese in little holding cells in concentration camps back in the 40s. And then we realized, you know what? This is bullshit. We should not do this. This is fucking wrong. We let them out. We blamed every Japanese person for fucking Pearl Harbor, and then we just rounded them up. We knew it was wrong. We knew it was wrong. Did we fucking put them in gas chambers and gas them? No. We didn't. Because we understand shit. We understand humanity. Nazis did not. Gestapo did not. Adolf Hitler did not. There was a whole fucking behind the black veil of mass fucking genocide. Americans didn't do that shit. The Native Americans, yes, I think they did. I think they did, but I don't think it was like it wasn't 6 million. It wasn't millions of fucking people. As bad as that is, we need to know as a history that it should never fucking be repeated. Ever. It was said that Indians were savages and they needed to be put down. They weren't. They weren't savages. Just like the Japanese were not all horrible people for Pearl Harbor. Just like, the people that are detained at the Mexican border, they cannot be compared to concentration camps. They cannot. Jews were not breaking the law. Jews were not jumping over borders. Those borders were pushed on them. The Nazis showed up on their door. The Nazis took them out of their home. The Nazis put them into fucking concentration camps and ghettos and fucking pulled them out, put them on trains, and then took them to a concentration camp to get fucking gassed while holding hands with random children to show some fucking compassion, to let them know they're not dying alone. The shit that is happening at the Mexican border has nothing to do with the fucking Holocaust. And I read it, and I see it online, and everyone's trying to compare that fucking Holocaust to what's happening today on our borders with children. To those people, you're ignorant as fuck, and you need to shut your fucking mouth. You have no idea what you're talking about. You have no idea. Go to the museum. Go to the, I'm just talking about this. But it needs to be said, right? I know it's sad as shit, but I'll make you guys laugh in a little bit. Go to Auschwitz. Why would I want to do that, Sarge? That sounds fucking horrible. Because it's a memorial. It's a museum. It's a memorial. It's a fucking place that needs to be on ground. Auschwitz, it's in Poland. And you go there and you see it and you realize and you know how fucking bad it was. You see the claw marks. You walk into the chambers. You see the stacks of barracks. You realize that there's fucking mass graves all around you. And Poland's so far away. All right, well, put it on your fucking bucket list. Because you need to know it. You need to feel it. Even if you know nothing about the Holocaust, when you go there, you automatically will. And you're going to feel more about it. You're going to feel the souls just saying, remember me. And I've never fucking been there. So I could only imagine me, a descendant of Judaism, whatever, showing up to a concentration camp or Auschwitz, and I'd break the fuck down. The same way I'd break down for Normandy, If I went to the beaches of Normandy in France, I would understand that these Allied powers were fighting the Nazis. They, at that time, them thinking it was just war. But the evil that they would stop from Normandy to Poland to Eastern Europe with these concentration camps, stopping the Axis power, stopping the Nazis. It's fucking huge to me. So Normandy is on my list. And Auschwitz is on my list. But there's plenty of museums like the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C. I suggest you go. That museum is about 3 floors high, I want to say. And one of the walls of that building is filled with shoes. And you're like, what the fuck does that mean? I mean, from the bottom floor to the top of the third floor behind glass is enough shoes to fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Those shoes are shoes of Jews that were thrown into concentration camps. They weren't even allowed to have shoes. The gold teeth were taken out of their mouths, melted down. Their rings, they had no fucking possessions. They had nothing. They were stripped of all that made them them, except their humanity and religion, which they carried with them until they started breathing in the gas. So you might sit there like, I don't want to hear this, I don't want to know about this, but we need to know about this, because evil exists, and evil almost took over the fucking world. But it was stopped, and we did good. All right, moving forward.
Today in history.
January 30th, 1649. Charles I of England is beheaded at Whitehall by the executioner, Richard Brandon. Oh, wow. You would think, execution, he was executed, he was blah, 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 he was Charles I of England, and he was executed. Must be pretty big news for the executioner to be like, hey, can I sign that piece of paper? Hey, I did that. That was me. 1844. Richard Theodore Greener. Oh, God. 3 names. People with 3 names end up being serial killers. Let's see what happens here. Richard Theodore Greener becomes the first African American to graduate from Harvard University. And I was wrong. Gladly I was corrected. You have 3 fucking names and you graduated from fucking Harvard in 1844 as an African American. That's fucking sick. Okay? This is before the fucking Civil War. All right? Slavery still existed. And here you are graduating from Harvard. Well done. I'm not going to forget that name. Richard Theodore Greener. Well done. 1862. The USS Monitor is launched at Greenpoint, Long Island. Why? Why does that matter? Does it sink eventually? 1901. Women prohibitionists smash 12 saloons in Kansas. Prohibitionists. You fucks. Really? I don't give a fuck if you're a guy, you're a girl, you're black, you're white, you're gay, you're straight. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. When you decide to take booze away from the people of society because something happened to you once upon a time where it's really bad and you did bad things when you were under the influence, so you feel the justice is within you to take alcohol and the choice of booze away from people. Fuck you. You're the same kind of person that wears socks to bed. All right? Fucking weirdos. 1912. The British House of Lords opposes the House of Commons by rejecting the Home Rule for Ireland. I don't know what that fucking means. I don't know. It's probably Northern Ireland sort of shit. Northern Ireland wanted its sovereignty and its whole island. Because if you look at it, I mean, Northern Ireland is still part of Great Britain and England. And Ireland is not all Ireland because it's owned by England, Great Britain, something like that. So they're like, we want our land back. And they're like, no, which is the whole NRA, Irish Republican Army, IRA. I don't know, and they've been fighting ever since. 1931, the United States awards civil government to the Virgin Islands. But yet it's not a state. We'd have if you count Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, that's like 52 states, which pretty much is what it is. They take American dollars. You don't need a passport to go to the Virgin Islands. You don't need a passport, I don't even think, to go to Puerto Rico because it's a property of the United States. So wouldn't that be a state? Would it mess up our pretty flag? 50 stars is such a good number, but when you start adding more stars like 51, maybe 52, the dress and the layout is all going to be compromised, and it's just going to be an uglier flag with 52. I don't know. Okay, Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, you are your own sovereign nation, but honestly, if it wasn't for us, you'd probably be speaking French or something. I mean, honestly. Or Spanish. Puerto Ricans speak Spanish. I'm going to shut the fuck up. 1933. Adolf Hitler, or do you speak Portuguese? No, it's Spanish. 1933. Adolf Hitler is named Chancellor by the President Paul Hindenburg. And now it's getting all fucked up. The motherfucker could talk. I just fucking brought this up. 1936. Governor Harold Hoffman orders a new inquiry into the Lindenberg kidnapping. The Lindenberg baby. That motherfucker just disappeared. Nobody knows where the fuck it went. I don't know. Shit happens all the time. I mean, even in the technological age of today where we have cameras and witnesses and everything's fucking documented and street cameras and ATMs have cameras that could see across the street. Fucking people disappear. All the time. By the way, side note, going off on a tangent, it wouldn't be a podcast if I didn't go off on a tangent. There are people robbing banks and kidnapping people and beating the shit out of random folks in the street. And these cameras that are on the buildings are all grainy and fucked up. And it looks like you're trying to download porn in 1996 and you're waiting for the fucking, the computer screen to fucking load as it goes like line by line by line by line. You're like, fucking hurry up. But have you seen the pictures from the Mars rover? Holy shit. It's like awesome. It's like picture perfect. Oh, that mountain is about 100 miles away. I'm going to look at the tip of it with this camera that's on the ground 500 miles away. It's ridiculous. I don't know. It's stupid. 1943. Field Marshal Frederick von Paulus surrenders himself and his staff to the Red Army troops in Stalingrad. I wonder what Marshal Frederick did. I don't know. 1945, the Allies launch a drive into the Siegfried Line in Germany. You know, it's all coming to an end now. We're whooping that ass. 1949. In India, 1,000 people pray at the site of Gandhi's assassination on the first anniversary of his death. 1953. President Dwight D. Eisenhower announces that he will pull a 7th Fleet from Formosa to permit the nationalists to attack communist China. Oh, whatever. It's none of our fucking business. None of our business. 1964, the Ranger spacecraft, equipped with 6 TV cameras, is launched to the moon from Cape Canaveral. 1964. 6 fucking cameras on it. Probably could see the whole fucking moon. Meanwhile, some guy gets tripped by some piece of shit outside of a fucking Walgreens, and that camera, which is right over the sidewalk, is like, I can't zoom in any further. That guy's fucking dumb. 1972, British troops shot dead 14 Irish civilians in Derry, Ireland. The day is forever remembered in Ireland as Bloody Sunday. I was just talking about this. Yeah, the Brits in Ireland, I'm telling you, that's going to boil over eventually. Every 50 years, something fucking happens with these two. We want our land back now. 1980, the first ever Chinese Olympic team arrives in New York for the Winter Games at Lake Placid. Awesome. Today in history, if you were born January 30th, 1882, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, 32nd President of the United States. 1885, John Henry Towers, American naval aviation pioneer, 1912. Barbara Tuchman, U.S. historian. I guess she wrote The Guns of August. And although it is not January 27th, I would like to bring up Remembrance Day, Never Forget Day, Holocaust, shit, again. The liberation of Auschwitz by the Red Army of Communist Russia. Yeah, that's important too. Moving forward. I'm already at 1 hour and 9 minutes, and I apologize. I really went off on that Holocaust remembrance thing, which is warranted, by the way, but I made a couple of keynotes I guess I'll talk about real quick before I do the dirty dad joke, whatever. Now, I always talk about pop culture versus politics, all right? Now, if Bernie Sanders were to win the nomination, it would be fucking weird because he would be like a communist president Just because he puts socialist as a precursor, or an after cursor, like socialist Democrat or democratic socialist, just because you do that doesn't make it all fucking butterflies and rainbows. All right? I don't understand. It's socialist. Literally comes from communism. Big government controlling everything. Where are you gonna... He has like all these... There's going to be... I like pudding. First of all, I like pudding. There's going to be free healthcare. There's going to be free schooling. All loans are going to be forgotten. And everybody can move on with their life. If you don't want to work, we will pay you. If you do work, we will take your money and give it to the people that do not want to work. All right, anyway. Where are you going to find the funding for this, Bernie? All this shit. He has been asked plenty of times. If you're going to do free school and free healthcare and you're going to forget about all these student loans, where's the money coming from? How much is that? It's looking like it's going to be trillions of dollars. Like dozens of trillions of dollars. Do you have a plan for the money? Yes, I do. Okay, what is it? I will tell you later. What the fuck? Where are you going to find all this money? A unicorn's asshole? Jesus Christ, dude. Anyway, I went off on a little tangent of what I wanted to talk about. If he gets elected as the first communist, socialist, democratic president of the fucking United States, you have to understand how bad that sounds. Okay, America, he's the fucking leading guy. I don't give a fuck if you're a never Trumper, hate Trump, hate Republicans. This is the guy. You would rather vote for this guy than Donald Trump? I don't give a shit who you are. This guy is going to take our economy, crash it. Our military, he's going to crash it. He's going to take all of your money and give it to people that have $0 in their pocket. He's going to take all the funds, everybody that makes anything, all the income, all the GDP, he's going to put it in a bank and he's going to divvy it up because he says so, what to do with your money. You don't get to say what you do with your money anymore. It's dangerous. But what my original thought, before I went off on this fucking tangent, was, what happens to TV? Like, what happens to, TV shows that are based on, like, insurance, like Chicago Med, or any hospital show, or, Grey's Anatomy, or things that involve health insurance? You know how many storylines that we have seen in pop culture, whether it's any show ever in life, that revolve around, oh, my insurance won't pay for this, oh, my insurance won't pay for that. But if Bernie Sanders is elected, that conflict is gone. But there's going to be different conflict. You know what I mean? It's just aggravating to me. Like, I don't know how the fuck that's going to work. Be like, okay, well, we don't have the insurance storylines anymore where we're fighting with this and we're fighting with that. There's no foreshadowing or leading up or cliffhangers. Be like, is the insurance going to do it? Is the insurance not going to do it? Are they going to find a way around the insurance to get the healthcare they need? No, there's no tragedy anymore. There's no cool stuff. There's no, awesome variables and factors in that health industry and pop culture anymore when it comes to like TV shows. Be like, oh my God, his leg's falling off and I don't know, how is it going to be covered? Oh, Bernie's president, so we're good. Just do it. Oh, but you can't, I know where it's going to go. It's going to go here, because if he is elected, all the good doctors are going to go somewhere where they actually get fucking paid. Yeah. Because you're taking doctors and you're giving them like a salary, I guess, or something like just basic. Whatever doctors that live off of like insurance payments make, they're going to make absolute shit fucking dollars now. The best doctors in the world are in America. Why? Because we pay them. Anyway, I'm moving forward. My son, yesterday, he's 12, by the way. Apparently, he had a girlfriend once upon a time. And then he was talking with my daughter, who was 19. She's like, oh, whatever happened to her? And he's like, she went gay. And I was like, what? Did you just fucking say? He's like, yeah, she went gay. I was like, it's not a fucking choice. You don't just go gay, all right? It's not like, dicks or vaginas. You're not ordering fucking breakfast, all right? Do I want some cock or do I want some veg? I didn't say this to him. I was like, you don't choose sexuality. It's instilled within you. You could experiment. Ladies do it a lot more than guys do. Yeah. Tell me I'm wrong. Anybody want to tell me I'm wrong? Guys would be like, you know what? I just want to see what it's like to suck a dick today. No, guys don't fucking do that. Ladies are going to be like, well, she's got very soft skin. She's looking really good right now. Might as well try it, especially in college. Yeah. And he's like, oh, she went gay. I was like, no, dude, stop it. First of all, you're 12. You know nothing. Zero about relationships. Absolutely zero. You know nothing. She's not fucking there ordering breakfast. It's not like, eggs or pancakes. No, it doesn't work like that. Dicks or vaginas. No. Maybe she likes both. Maybe she's bi. Maybe she's fucking 12 and nobody knows what the fuck is going on. So I put him in his place really quick. I was like, you need to realize if you're bad at anything, if you're with a girl and she ending up with a girl, you don't turn her gay. All right? She was either bi or she's choosing to find companionship in people that she trusts. It has nothing to do with fucking choosing sexuality. It's not like I could be like, oh God, I don't like my relationship anymore. You know what? I'm going to start putting dicks in my ass. It doesn't fucking work that way. We don't choose that shit. All right, here we go. It is now time for my Dirty Dad joke of the week. What did one volcano say to the other volcano? What did one volcano say to the other volcano? I love you. I lava you. Ah, fuck, great. An attractive woman goes up to the bar in a rural tavern. She gestures several times to the bartender, but he ignores her. She disappears for several minutes, returns to the bar, and blows him a kiss. This time, he rushes over. Are you the manager, she asks, softly stroking his face. Actually, no, the bartender smiles. Can you get him for me, she asks, running her hands through her hair. I'm afraid I can't. He's not here, the bartender sighs. Is there anything I could do? Yes, there is. I need you to give him a message, she continues, popping a couple fingers into his mouth and allowing him to suck them gently. What should I tell him? He manages to ask. Tell him, she whispers, that there's no toilet paper in the ladies' room. Oh, gross. That's it. That's the podcast. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, be sure to like me on the Gray Area Facebook page and follow me on the Gray Area #1 on Twitter and Instagram. Once again, I am part of FreakNet Studios, which is This Freakin' Show with Travis T and Cartoon Joe, and Just Freakin' Wrestling, which is Travis T and Dizzle J. And that's pretty much it. Tell your squad to follow my pod. I apologize that this podcast was a little bit longer than normal, but when it needs attention, it needs attention. And if you held a moment of silence for everybody that was killed, murdered in the Holocaust, you'd be silent for 11 years. Let that sink in. Talk to you guys next time. Love you. Bye.